Hi everyone, Budget Stark here. Thanks again for tuning in. We are checking out some new 1 in 6 scale items from Kids Logic. It's the first ever figures that they've done at 1 in 6 scale, and they're starting off with Robotech. For those who aren't too familiar with the show, it's a little bit like a Japanese version of Transformers. They're essentially robots transforming into planes, and this one in particular is the VF-1J. Everything you see in this video are prototypes. Kids Logic invited me to their office to check out some of these prototypes. I was very interested in this cockpit because it's one of the first cockpits I think that's ever been even planned to be released in 1/6 scale. They actually have an LCD monitor. You can see that there. It's playing a animation movie. It's about a 1 inch by 2 inch display, and there's a memory card that you slot in like an SD card, and you can have various animations playing from this particular cockpit. There are a lot of light up features, over 40 LED light up features. There are movable levers, etc. So it's something that is quite functional in terms of a diorama. Something very unique about this diorama set is that it will be limited and have a certificate of authenticity, which is extremely rare for a diorama set. On the bottom section here, where the LED lights are, is actually a set of Bluetooth speakers which can link up to your telephone or a television. There is some functionality to this, not just purely a diorama and a display. So that's an easy way to sell it to the wife. You can pull away the sides of this to reveal the inner workings of the cockpit itself. They may be putting extra LEDs here to show off the coloration and the paint app. We'll see what happens in the future. As I said, this is not the final production and just the prototype, which will be shown at Toy Seoul in 2016, December 2016 in Hong Kong. This item will be selling for just under 10,000 Hong Kong dollars, but if you order this at Toy Seoul, I think there's a dramatic reduction to around 8,500 for this item. Obviously, if you're from overseas, you're not from Hong Kong, and you're not going to be purchasing from there, the costs of this will be higher because there'll be distributor markup and shipping costs. I thought the detail on the cockpit chair itself was quite impressive. You're not going to see much of it because it'll be inside the cockpit, but they've put a lot of attention to detail, and you can see this from the paint app, the sculpts and the molds that they have included on the chair itself. When you buy this diorama, it actually comes with 2 figures. One specifically for the sitting pose inside. The canopy can open up and position however you like, whether it's on or off. And you will have 2 figures, 2 Rick Hunter figures. One sitting, as can be seen here. This is the prototype again, so it's unpainted. And the second Rick Hunter figure will be a posable figure. I get the feeling that Kids Logic will be making additional figures in this line. One of the ones they have as a prototype is Maximilian Sterling. Those fans who are familiar with Robotech, the 1980s TV show, you will definitely know these 2 main characters. So finally, Kids Logic set it up so you can see all the prototypes that they're planning for at this moment in time for Robotech. So here's Max Sterling, the cockpit diorama, and Rick Hunter, along with the flight sitting down Rick Hunter version. If you're planning on displaying this, you will need quite a large space. It's about 2.5 coming up to 3 feet in width. It's about 13-14 inches deep and about 20 inches in height. These dimensions aren't finalized, but it will be something very similar to that as their final release product. Just remember, this is a single-seater cockpit on a standard-ish type of aeroplane. Those Hot Toys collectors who are looking out for the Millennium Falcon 1/6 scale cockpit, this may give you an idea of how large that monster of a cockpit will be. That will be at least 3 feet wide. You've got a huge height and depth to that as well, and it's at both ends. I think this 1 in 6 scale Kids Logic Robotech Cockpit really shows how large something like a cockpit diorama would be. Because of the size of this piece, along with the light up features, it has Bluetooth speaker functionality. I think it'll be a great centerpiece in a collection. If you're looking for more information, check out Kids Logic on Facebook and on their websites. That's all I wanted to show you guys. Thanks for watching, and catch you all at the next video.